Hello everyone, Ezek here. In 2019, Italian artist Maurizio Cattelan bought a banana for 30 cents, duct taped it to a wall at Art Basel, Miami, and sold it at $120,000. Then in 2024, the same taped banana sold again at $6.2 million to a crypto billionaire who consumed it live. Why would a smart person pay millions for a piece of fruit? Are they stupid, or are we missing something? If you remember our last video on money laundering, you can see where this is going. Today, we are going to explore the 5 reasons why billionaires buy ugly art, and how a simple banana became the ultimate tool for moving dirty money. Now, this video is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please do not use this video as reference for your less than legal endeavors. Reason 1, an investment. First, you have to understand that to the ultra-rich, art is a special type of asset class. And unlike stocks or real estate, it is uncorrelated. When the stock market crashes, art often goes up. Why? Because of scarcity. You see, as we explained in our fiat money video, with paper money not being limited to the gold standard anymore, the Federal Reserve can print an infinite amount of dollars. But Leonardo da Vinci hasn't painted any new pieces in the last 5 centuries. Take the Salvator Mundi. In 2005, it was found and bought for $1,175. It was restored, hyped, and branded as the Lost Da Vinci. Over a decade later, in 2017, it was sold to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia for $450 million. That is a 38 million% return. For the rich, art is a place to invest wealth where inflation cannot touch it. Reason 2, tax evasion. But what if you don't want to make money? What if you just want to stop the IRS from taking yours? Well, you totally shouldn't turn art into a tax deductible, and totally don't follow these steps. You start by buying a painting from a promising artist for $50,000. Then wait a year or 2, or 5. By now, you pump the value by hiring a friendly appraiser who looks at the market hype and evaluates your painting at $2 million. But do not sell it. If you sell it, you pay a capital gain tax of 28%, so about $550,000 to the IRS. Instead, you donate it to a museum. Because it's a charity, you get to write off the full fair market value of $2 million from your taxable income, let's say $10 million down to $8 million. So now, instead of paying $3 million, you only have to pay $2.4 million by using a painting that costs $50,000. By donating, you just saved roughly $700,000 in taxes. This sounds too easy, right? Well, meet the IRS Art Advisory Panel. This is a special unit of 25 expert curators. Their only job is to audit these donations. In their report, they reviewed $280 million worth of art claims. They rejected 61% of them. If you try this today, you are playing Russian roulette with an IRS audit. Don't you just love the IRS? Let me know if you want a video on taxes down in the comments. Reason 3, money laundering. Now, let's get illegal. Art is the perfect vehicle for laundering because of its subjective value. If you bribe a politician with a gold bar, you both will go to jail. But if you buy a terrible painting from that politician, who is to say you didn't just love the brushwork? Meet Joe Low, the man behind the 1MDB scandal. He stole $4.5 billion from the Malaysian government. To clean the money, he used Van Gogh and Monet and bought hundreds of millions in art using shell companies. He stored the art in Geneva Freeport, a maximum security warehouse in Switzerland that is legally considered a fiscal no man's land. The art goes in, it sits in a crate. If Joe Low wants to pay someone, he just sells them the painting. The painting never moves. They just swap the title deed. He created a banking system made of canvas, completely outside the reach of the US dollar. Now, why go through the trouble of buying paintings? Why not just wire the cash? Because of currency weakness, as you know from our currency value video. If you hold your stolen billions in a weak currency, you are losing money every second the exchange rate shifts. But art? It's acting as universal currency. It doesn't care about the economy. It's worth $50 million in Kuala Lumpur in New York and in the Geneva Free Port. Reason 4. Market manipulation. You might wonder, why does the price of art keep going up? Because the game is rigged. In the stock market, if you fake buy your own stock to drive up the price, you go to prison for wash trading. In the art world, they call it chandelier bidding. This is how they cheat the economy. In our deflation video, we told you that when a bubble pops, asset prices crash. Real estate, stocks, used cars, they all fall. But the art market refuses to fall. Why? Because the auction houses are rigging the floor. Let's say you are at an auction. The bidding stalls at $2 million. The auctioneer looks at the back of the room and yells $2.5 million to the gentleman in the back. There is no gentleman. The auctioneer is allowed to invent bids on behalf of the seller to drive up the price to the reserve price. They are hallucinating demands to force you to pay more. It creates a fake price history, ensuring the asset looks valuable on paper even if no one actually wanted it. Reason 5. Reputation laundering. Finally, the most valuable thing art buys: forgiveness. You can be a ruthless corporate raider like Henry Kravis, a weapons manufacturer like Warren Kanders, or a pharmaceutical dynasty like the Sackler family, who fueled the opioid crisis. But if you put your name on a wing of the Met or the Guggenheim, you aren't a criminal anymore. You are a philanthropist. The Sacklers owned Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin. They made billions while fueling an addiction crisis that killed thousands. But for decades, they were untouchable in New York high society. Why? Because they were the biggest art patrons in the world. The Louvre, the Met, the Guggenheim, they all had Sackler wings. Art is the price of admission to the donor class. It cleans your name so you can keep making the dirty money. So the next time you see a banana taped to a wall selling for a fortune, don't laugh. The billionaire buying it isn't crazy. He is calculating, securing an asset, dodging taxes, moving funds, rigging the market, and buying a seat at the table. Or they're just on some substance, who knows? But there is one final piece to this puzzle. Once you have these assets, whether it's a $6 million banana, a Picasso, or a commercial building, you don't sell them. If you sell them, you pay taxes. So, how do the rich pay for their jets and mansions if they never sell anything? They use debt. Well, most people think debt is a trap, but for the 1%, debt is a tax-free paycheck. Next time, we are going to learn why the rich love being in debt and how you can use the same strategy to pay zero taxes legally. If you want me to make more videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching until the end.